Good morning. I always have a question within myself if to do these crying videos, the ones where I know it seems like this whole thing has gotten to new levels of pain. Just there's so many layers in this, and it feels like you get to a place where you have to completely surrender. It's like you have to completely go against your own instinct. So I've been, for the last few days, pretty much like this. This whole thing has gotten to like new levels. I kind of want to tell the story, and like I don't want to go into too personal, but I kind of want to tell the story so that it's not just like talking about things topically, but actually showing how they've come to be. So the last 3 days, I think, talking about the twin flame journey. I can't even call it that anymore. But that's kind of like the title is given. And I feel like who I'm referring to as my twin is far more than that. I feel like he is almost like a trump card. Like he is very many women that meet him have the same feeling towards him, like he is their, like that they, like the same feelings that I have towards him they also have towards him. And this was the conversation that we had also, and I've seen it over and over and over, but it feels so real and surreal. See, the thing is that I can see him so clearly, and he can see me so clearly. And then when you can see somebody that clearly, you see their every move. And I think that's why there's so much pain also. So for me, it started out with, oh, I don't even know how I can talk about this. It feels so like intense. I'll talk about what I can't talk about. So we had a conversation. Um, I think it was the day before yesterday. See, I've seen him a few days. I saw him on Friday when he got out of Vipassana, and then Saturday I didn't see him, and Sunday I saw him, and then Monday I saw him, and then Tuesday not. Tuesday we had the conversation, but on Monday I already started feeling like, I don't know, ever since ever since he's been dating, I guess. And then we had a conversation, and he told me, because I told him that I can feel him. And he told me that I'm not the only one that feels like that, and that there's other women that feel the same way towards him. And that um, other women that he doesn't even know will say we're meant to be because I remember that we were together in past lives. That's the same things that I remember. And that, see, in the energy of it all, what he, the things that he told me were energetically telling me that he told me that I only fill part of the puzzle for him, that he feels like I am the keeper of the ancient sacred knowledge, the Aztec files, that I am the curator, maybe that's the word. And I can feel that because that's part of the Mercury, that's part of our sign, which I can see that. I can see what he's saying, because it seems like whenever I need sacred knowledge, or that it kind of passes through me. So I can understand what he was saying about that. But at the same time, I feel like I'm just so much more than all of that. Like there's so much more. That's just one part. But what I really got from the gist of it is that I need to let go for any kind of hope of like a romantic relationship. He said that we have a unique connection, but it's a unique connection in that way, like that he likes to tell me things because he knows that it goes into like it's like I'm the documenter or the keeper of the records, or um, which I can feel like. I can also feel like I'm doing with these videos, is I'm keeping the record of this whole journey and how it's playing out, and the deep emotions. And I feel like I have to go against everything in me. Everything in me says that we were made for each other. It's everything in me. Just, it's almost like I can hear the words that he's saying, but it doesn't really register. It's like I don't really believe him. And the things that he has said to me in the last couple of weeks has really brought it home that I need to believe him. I need to believe him, that he doesn't feel the same way that I feel about him towards me. And that I really need to just let him go in that way. And then if I could let him go in that way, then I would also open myself up for meeting a life partner. And I wouldn't be, if I can burn through this pain and really just let go, then I could gain him as a friend, as a real friend. And I wouldn't have that constant hanging over him. It's just, how do I believe and how do I let go? It's like he's making me believe it. He keeps on coming and giving me like another piece of the puzzle. Like, this is how I feel about our relationship. He told me it straight out. He told me straight out that a lot of women feel that same way about him. And not only did he tell me it straight out, I've seen it over and over and over and over. I've seen it. And so why would I think that? See, but I'm starting to think. Sorry, you see, the thing is, on this journey, it doesn't matter if he's only my twin or if he is, because he is giving me that reflection. So that's where this Messiah thing comes in, where he not only is he's like a loophole, he's like a portal, or like a open gateway to the heavens or something, because everyone that meets him starts going through a spiritual awakening. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over. And that's kind of where I feel like I'm the keeper of the knowledge, like I'm the witness to it. And so, and not only am I going through it, but also all these other people that he is meeting, and I've talked about this before. And that's why I feel like he is the Messiah. But then at the same time, I feel like almost like I'm his interpreter. Like he comes in at a level where I can see exactly what he's doing. Um, and a lot of times, the people that he's touching don't realize what he's doing. They don't. They're fighting back, or they don't see it. Or, and I feel like a lot of times, like I can interpret what he's doing very simply. That's one of the reasons why I feel like those two parts of us just fit perfect. But it's in so many other ways as well. And then he comes in with like these swooping energies. Like he brings in, he'll tell me a story. Like yesterday when we were on the phone, he told me a story of Alexander the Great. How Alexander the Great went on and was conquering and conquering, and he conquered in Africa, and he moved all around the Middle East and in Africa, and he got to Turkey, and he fell in love with the their way. And when finally all of his soldiers just laid down their arms and weren't willing to fight anymore, and so they all went back, and he and a few men decided to stay because they fell in love with the way of life in Turkey. And I feel like he was telling me a story energetically that he's gone another way, and that I need to accept it. And then at the end of that conversation, at the end of that story, I started crying because I got it. I got what he was telling me. He was telling me that I need to give up. Like he's got this other path, and that I only feel part of the puzzle for him. And it's so funny because then I met somebody when I was out hiking that like he had this cool attribute. He was running around them. I was sitting by these caves, and he came and he was exploring the caves and going around and looking on the ground for like pieces of, and it looked just like me from the side. And I was thinking to myself, see, that's what part of the puzzle looks like. Like that person has that in common with me that's really like super close, but it's just part of the puzzle. And so I feel like I get the lesson in, like I hear the words and they register at a cognitive level, kind of, but it doesn't come down to the emotion because I still can't believe it. Even when I hear the words, it's like my mind makes up these stories, how it's not real, how that just can't be, because it feels like it's going against everything in me. And then I get like this energy of it in the story, like, so it's like he tells me by words, and then he sells me a story that gives me the energy of it, and then I see an example of it in real life. It's like these divine signs and images that we get. And so it's been like coming in layers. And it just feels, it's just new levels of pain. But I guess the pain means that I'm accepting it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be purging through the pain. So I've just been in so much pain these last few days. Yesterday morning, I got in my car. He sent me a couple of messages in the morning with some like meditations that could help me go through. Because at the end of that conversation, when I started crying, he knew the effect it was going to have on me. He said, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. And that almost feels like taunting me, like he knew, he knows, and he cares. It's like I feel like he's laying me into like a bed of roses, like laying me into the thorns, but with like ease, like telling me a story and realizing I'm getting it. And I just was like, I couldn't breathe. And he said, just breathe, just breathe. And then he said, okay, well, this is my sign that we need to end this conversation. But he said that he got there anywhere to where he was going. He needed his phone. And then in the evening, he tagged me in a post of something that we were talking about, which gave me the feeling like, okay, we're still friends. We're still friends. Like everything is still the same. And then he put up this post in Facebook with this mantra and how to calm the house down and put on a mantra, and it kind of just calms you down. And I did it. And I feel like he was almost like sending me a message on how to like because I just was so, I got home, like, I couldn't breathe. And I went hiking for a long time. I just couldn't move. And I finally got home and I just laid on the couch on the pile of clean laundry I have there, and I just laid there until I fell asleep. And my son is all worried about me. And of course he's blaming him. I don't even have to say anything about it. They already know. But I feel like I'm going through, like, this is it. Like, this is it. Like, this release is it's letting go of of having to hold on to anything, which is the ultimate spiritual awakening, right? Giving up of having to hold, and this is like the biggest one, because this is feels like you're going against your whole self. Like, how could it be? How could it be? It feels like at a different level. It's like mind bending, mind buzzing. And I figure whether he's a portal, and I feel like he is a portal, like energetically, I see his energy as like multifaceted, like, with, it's like the holder of all knowledge. It's like the mirror to all. And so he's a perfect mirror for me, and that's why he is for me like a twin flame is, because he's a perfect mirror for me. But I see that he's a perfect mirror for others too. I think that is because he's like a portal, like he is the Messiah, but he is the like the chosen one to be so purified that anybody that has any impurities that meets him gets those impurities reflected back to them. And that's where it comes in with me as well. But it just seems like it's so surreal. It just feels like it's so surreal in my mind. It's just like incomprehensible. It was like, even yesterday, like yesterday morning, I got in my car and I went to the hot springs, and as soon as I pulled up, he had just pulled up, and we spent the morning together yesterday. And it was like those synchronicities are just happening all the time. And there were some people there, and the people, when we came in, they were looking back and forth between the two of us after a few minutes that we were there, and they kept on asking, what is the connection between you two? Are you two together? Are you what's the connection between you? Because we look the same. We look the same. We have the same energy to us. It's like we look the same. And so I told them that we're good friends. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. So that's where I'm at. Kind of going so deep inward that it's just, I don't know. I guess I'm coming back to the same things that I've said over and over and over, is that you have to go through it to go through it. You can't go through it and be above it at the same time. So I guess this is me going through it. Oh, oof. I don't like doing these week videos. Like, I have part of me that says, okay, well, this is what it is and this is what it looks like. And if you want to be real about it, this is being real. And then another part of me says, why are you putting on all those like crying videos? Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this here. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. Just I have to let go. It's like I have to go against everything in me and I have to let go. I have to. Otherwise, it's just sitting in this constant pain. I feel like the pain is at least telling me that I'm mourning of it. So at least I'm in acceptance somehow. So I really just have to surrender into this and just, I have to let go. If I let go, I can gain back my life and I can gain a friendship with him that can be lasting. So like something that is, like I said, creating a life that is sustainable, creating a friendship that is sustainable. He told me before that that anybody that he gets into a relationship with wouldn't like he wouldn't allow a relationship that he would get into to interfere with our friendship. Like, if somebody is not strong enough to be in a relationship with him and accept our friendship, then they're not um like that wouldn't be a good partner for him. Like, they're not strong enough to be his partner. And I can see that the other way around too. You know, if I am worthy of being his friend, then I shouldn't be in a place where I am um, interfering with him having a romantic relationship. If that's what he wants, if I am a true friend, then I will want for him what is best for him. And in order for me to do that, I have to get over this whole thing. I can use him as a twin flame because that's exactly what it is, regardless if he is a trump card for many different, women or men also. Regardless, for me, he serves that purpose as the twin flame. So I can get that all of the reflectives back and the pain and everything that we go through, I'm experiencing aside from him. So I can at least, I can say that I'm one of the lucky ones. Here's alchemizing my thoughts. I'm one of the lucky ones that I have the opportunity to have somebody that reflects that mirror for me so that I can do my own self spiritual work and purging. It's like a fast track. It's like you have all of the places that you need to work smack in your face. So regardless, it doesn't have to be, oh, my one and only. It can be, also, if I believe that, and I do believe that he has a gift to give to humanity in a way of guiding people through their spiritual awakenings, just like he's guiding me through my spiritual awakening. If that is his gift to give to the world, he could not have somebody on the sidetrack trying to hold him down from giving his gift pure and naturally to the world, right? Like a jealous spouse or something. Whoever is going to be along his side, whether it's a friend or a spouse or whoever can be with him, as a friend, as a solid there, cannot be jealous and trying to hold him down. It just wouldn't be able to work that way. It's just like I can't have somebody next to me that is jealous and holding me down when my whole purpose in life is my own spiritual awakening. I've already been through that. Just like I wouldn't want somebody in my life that is a jealous and holding me down, and where I can't speak freely to whoever I want to speak freely to about whatever I want to talk about. So it's the same thing. I wouldn't want somebody there that is alongside me that's trying to hold me down. That gets really tiring really fast. You go somewhere and then you feel like you can't talk freely because you're with this person. Then in the end, you're just not going to want to be with that person because you want to be able to speak freely. You have more fun when you're without them. When you're with them, they're holding you down. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I say it's getting kind of long and I'm just talking. So that's kind of where I'm at. So if you've been watching, I appreciate it. Thank you for sitting through all of that. I'm just allowing myself to feel what I feel and go through it. So thank you.